What is up, guys? This is Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, appreciate you coming in and tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts. Information is in the description to support me. We're going to go over Tuesday, January 14th. This will also repeat on Thursday, January 30th. We're going to see power on the treads, strength on the rower, and on the weight floor. We'll go over key concepts, talk about treads, rowers, weight floor, talk about the 3G, and then get you on out of here. So on the treads, we're going to see 6 blocks. You build speed every 30 seconds. Block 1 is the longest, then each block gets shorter. For the row, each time you hit the rower, it's 200 meters. Set your time on your first row and try to match or beat your time each round. On the floor, 1 block, 4 rounds. Each round, you add on an exercise. You will need the benches set up at set in 3 for the incline, and of course, you'll need dumbbells. Now, when we look at the treadmills, 6 blocks. As I mentioned, the first block is the longest, 3.5 minutes. It's not a very long block. Walk recoveries are 90 seconds after each block. This is a true peaks and valleys workout, so hopefully people take the full 90 to rest. When we look at it, we're gonna start with a 3-minute push and then a 30-second all out. Simple on paper, but what we're gonna ask for members to do is every 30 seconds, increase their speed by 0.1 up to 0.5. So in block 1, they will see a total of 5 speed increases during their push, and then the 6th increase is actually to go into their all out. So even if they start 1 over their base, they will finish by at least 1.5 over their base, which is very aggressive. So it's a build of the heart rate, but also the intensity, okay? So this might be a situation where it might be better for members to start on the conservative end, so maybe 0.5 to 1 over their base. And then they could add that 0.1 up to 0.5 every 30 seconds. Power walkers, they'll start at 4% or greater. Bikes and striders, they'll want to start around their like 2 to 3 gear range, and then you could have them add a gear every minute or so. Or if they start at base and then every 30 seconds they add a gear, that's another good alternative. And then every block they could start 1 gear higher since there's 1 less add. That way that they still finish about the same. There is no true call out in the daily beat about what the bikes and striders should do. So, think about what would work best for your members in your studio. After that 3.5 minute block, they have 90 seconds to recover and get back to base. So once again, you'll see the heart rate go up, up, hit the all out, and then they walk and it brings back down. We should see them drop back down to green, maybe even blue before that next round. Block 2, 2.5 minute push, okay? Where they start their push is independent from the previous block. So we're not gonna reference the last block. They just start where they want to, and then we're gonna increase. Every time it's the same thing, add 0.1 up to 0.5 every 30 seconds. So with block 1, there's 5 increases. Block 2, there's 4, 3 in block 3, 2 in block 4, only 1 increase in block 5. Block 6, nice and simple. 30 push, 30 all out, 1 minute walk recovery, get back to base when they're ready, and then there's a bonus all out, okay? If they start at a slightly increased speed every round, then they'll probably match where they finish during that push, block to block. So lots of ways to kind of cater this to your people. So just kind of be aware of that. On the power walker side, they do increase their incline every round, every block. So block 1, they start at 4%. Block 2 is at 5, 6, 7, 8%. Block 6, they start at 9%. So rather than increasing the incline, we're looking for power walkers to actually increase their speed every time they increase. So just be aware of that. So if they are constantly climb up on incline, add them to tap up 0.1 on that right side instead. All right, now when we look at the weight floor, 4 rounds. Round 1 is the shortest round with just 2 movements. Then we add a movement every round. By the end, we're gonna see the most, and all the movements include alternating chest press to chest press. So we'll start from here, left, right, both arms. That's 1, they have 4 reps. Then they have the front loaded sit up to stand to hammer curl. So they'll have the dumbbells here, they'll sit up, stand up, drop the arms down, pull back up, and then sit down, sit back, 8 reps there. Then they have the stand in low to high chop, so the dumbbell starts by the hip, and we are gonna toss it behind them quickly over the shoulders. So the power is the way up, and then controlled on the way down. A good option for that one is to do like a torso rotation, so maybe like reverse lunge rotation, a good way to mix it up that way. They have dumbbell good mornings. They could do glute bridges as an option, and then the dumbbell alternating cross back lunge. Just make sure they are aware of where they are stepping so they don't step on anyone or on anything. Those are all the movements that they're gonna see, but at the very beginning, it's just gonna be the chest press and then the sit to hammer curl. Round 2, we add the low to high chop. Round 3, we add the good morning. Round 4, throw in the cross back lunge. When they finish their movements, they hit the row. Stroke rate is between 24 and 26 every time. It's a 200-meter push row, and we're looking to be consistent, so match their time or improve on their time. If they finish round 4, because they have the entire 23 minutes, they will pick their favorite exercises from the circuit and repeat until time for the finisher, which is a very simple high plank at the end. All right, nothing too fancy with this on the weight floor and on the rowers. The big thing, of course, is you are timing every 30 seconds on the treads. So there's gonna be a lot of talking from you. So keep it simple when it comes to coaching them to add. Set the expectations at the very beginning and then just simplify it. 3, 2, 1, add it. 3, 2, 1, add it. You know, bump it up, whatever you gotta do. Now, when we look at the 3G, same idea, 4 blocks for the treadmills. Rowers will have 1 block, weight floor will have 1 block, all right? So the big difference here on the 3G for the weight floor, it is a true circuit. It is not an add-on, it's not a takeaway. They're just gonna do all the movements as 1 big block for 14.5 minutes, all right? But let's talk about the treads first. So this will be the same thing as the treadmills. In the 2G, slight changes, of course. Block 1 is 3.5 minutes, then 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and then back to 3 minutes. You have a 1-minute walk recovery between each block, all right? Block 1, we'll start with a 3-minute push into a 30-second all out. So it is just like block 1 on the 2G. Then we'll see 2.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes, and then a 1-minute push, okay? And then just like the final block on the 2G, they'll do a 1-minute push, 30-second all out. They have that bonus walk recovery for a minute, and then they have an all out just by itself. Same idea applies here. So they could start on that conservative end, add 0.1 every 30 seconds. In block 1, they'll see 5. In block 2, they'll have 4 adds. In block 3, it's gonna be 2 adds. And then in block 4, it's just 1 add. It's because they'll hit that halfway point of their push, they bump it up. At the end of the push, they go right into their all out. When we look at the rower, we're gonna have a total of 8 rounds of work here. The first 4 rounds is with 1 med ball exercise. When they finish that, they repeat the entire circuit, but with a new exercise. So we're gonna start with a 400-meter row. The stroke rate is locked in at 22 strokes per minute. They choose their intensity. So that could be a base row, that could be a push row at 22 strokes per minute, but every round they're gonna increase their stroke rate by 2. So round 1 is 22, then 24, then 26, and then 28 for the last one when they go for 100 meters, because it's gonna decrease on the distance they cover. Med ball exercise is a front press for the first 4 rounds. So med ball's at the chest, core braced as they reach out, pull back in. Once they finish that, then they repeat that entire circuit, 400 meters back there with 22 strokes per minute, and they're gonna pair that with a med ball squat. If they finish all 8 rounds of work, their bonus is rack and rest for a 100-meter all-out row. Finisher is a 30-second all-out row. Finally, on the weight floor, like I said, it's the circuit, but there's no add-on, there's no takeaway. They're just gonna do all 5 movements. So the alternating press to chest press, sit up to hammer curl, low to high chop, good morning, and alternating cross back lunge, and they'll repeat that. And then their finisher, of course, is that high plank for the final 30. So it's like the 2G, lots of talking from you, lots of cueing and coaching for the treads, because every 30 seconds we're telling them to do something different. So be very smart and intentional of when you need to say something to who you are saying it. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. Coach it down. If you have any feedback, please let me know. Otherwise, you got this.